I'm told there was some good news today. He shed that walking boot that he was using. He doesn't need that. No, he's gotten out. He's got some treatment. He's been able to do some things on the floor to try to test out that foot, not put too much pressure on it. But that very much is going to be a decision made tomorrow. That one's going to go into, perhaps closer to game time. I know with Marcus Smart, he does not like to miss 2 games in a row. You don't see him do that often. But this is a real injury, and I think they'll have a better sense tomorrow. But he has made progress. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow night in Miami before game 2.
Yeah, if I'm Espo, I'm testing that if he get on the court.
Jay, what do you think? What kind of an impact would Marcus Smart have for the Celtics if he can get back in game 2?
What Marcus Smart am I getting?
Let's say it's Marcus Smart.
Well, but you're not getting Marcus Smart when you're hearing reports that the day before the game he's walking gingerly on his foot.
Okay, at least Marcus not dumb.
I hear you. Like, I think what it changes the offense, right? Because now you don't have Jason Tatum initiating the offense, which he did, last game, which is why you saw him have, 4 turnovers in the third period. But like the main reason that you bring Marcus Smart back is to be an equalizer to Jimmy Butler. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if that right foot is gingerly, right? If you're playing defense on me, I'm gonna start driving you to the opposite way and make you push off that foot every single time. I'm gonna test it. So if you're trying to lock me up, right? If I'm guarding you and the ball's in your right hand, like I would try to drive you right every single time. I'm going to make you push off that foot, push off that foot, push off that foot.
How much can you take? Yeah.
The whole game. And I'm going to run you. So, like, that's my question. I don't know to what degree you're going to have Marcus Smart, but you'll take Marcus Smart as much as you can to guard Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler's playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I said coming out.
Test it.
If I'm Espo, I'm putting him in every position possible to compromise, that ankle or the foot, better yet. And so, like Jay is saying, you put him on that. You run him up and down the court. If it's bothering him to a degree, you're going to see it. And you make Jimmy Butler, if he's guarding Jimmy Butler, whoever it is, you go at him every single time until he decides that he's either going to check out or step up.
Can we talk about something really real? And I don't think you'll hear this on any other show. And Key, I'm curious what you've done. Yo, I'm a competitor, man. So I'll tell you what I would do. And some people would say, oh, it's dirty, but it's part of gamesmanship. Like, I've seen Gary Payton do this stuff all day long. We had a guy in here yesterday, Pat Bev, who does this stuff all day long. I'm going to step on people's feet. Like, yo, real talk. Like, people do this in the league.
But not in the NFL, right, Key?
People would see your foot extended and would jab and step on your foot. People, I would drive you to your left side all day long. If I'm paying attention to your facial expressions, are you grimacing? Are you in pain? Like, I'm going to find some way, like, people do stuff all the time within games to get a competitive edge, especially if I know where you're injured. That's why you're hearing all this mix-up happening right now with league teams where they don't report what the injury actually is, and teams are getting fined. They did with JWill and Max because they don't want you to know what the actual injury is.
So they can't go at it.
Because it will be targeted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dirty players, though, Jay.
As Key winks at
this
me.
is on television.
As Key winks at me. Y'all say whatever. Michael Jordan used to do it all the time now.
Of course.
Yeah, people just want to say, oh, the game is played clean, sportsmanship.
But that's
get out
not
of here.
dirty. That's not dirty. Dirty is you do something that could maybe end a dude's career, right? This is more like, okay, you're hurt, and I'm going to take advantage of that.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, you do things to get an edge. I'm not going to say exactly what those things would be, quite like Jay, but yeah, if you had to step on somebody's ankle and you knew it was injured, you might accidentally step on his foot, not his ankle, but it's still part of the connection. Or if you got cleats on and you're getting tackled and the guy is laying on the ground, you might accidentally.
Hey, I didn't know. I didn't see his hand.
You might just accidentally do that as you're walking back to the huddle. I mean, it's just part of it.
I'll give you one, CP3. You know that visual that we have of CP3 sitting on the bench, rubbing his hand? You don't think that Dallas swiped down on the ball as hard as possible every single time? Like, yo, I don't care if you get ball or if you don't get ball. Get hand. Well, they say basketball, hand's part of the ball.
Yep.
You've been hearing that since you were a little kid. Hand's part of the ball. Like, you hear it, swipe down on that hand all day long, man.
A defensive back, you going in, you're getting which coaches sometimes are. That was one great thing about the coaches that I played for. We we would list the injuries, but not like to the degree that people wanted to be listed. And we would get scouting reports on other guys. And the defensive backs, they might have a wrist here or a finger here, whatever the case is. Bam.
Target.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
If you put that arm out there, I'm going to break it.
So
I'm going to break it.
here's my question, guys, because
sir.
Marcus Smart, if he can go, the main thing is, hey, he can play some defense on Jimmy Butler. And as you said, Jay, it frees Jason Tatum up a little bit, conserves him a little more. In addition to that, Jimmy Butler during the regular season is a top 10 to 15 type of player.
Mm-hmm.
In the playoffs, so far, he might be number one, but certainly a top 5 player in the playoffs. So my question is this.
Wait. I want to clarify. You're saying he's playing at a number 1 level.
No, I'm saying,
Are you saying
if I knew nothing about these players at all, but what I'm seeing in these
he's playing at
playoffs,
a number 1 level, yes.
and you asked me to rank the players based on what I'm seeing in these playoffs.
The
If
blind test.
Yeah. An alien comes down, doesn't know anything, has never seen basketball, but you explain the rules of the game, and then you watch these playoffs. They would say, oh, he might be the best player in the world, or he might be second or third based on these playoffs. And what I'm saying is this, here, 30 points on 50% field goal, 2 steals per game in a 10-game span. He's on a list with Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. These are the greatest players of all time, right? Who aren't bigs. So what I'm saying is this.
What are you saying?
Since 10 out of 15 teams per conference are still playing when this regular season's over, if you're top 5 in the playoffs, ain't you just top 5?
No.
Right? No?
No. You could be playing like the best player in the world. It doesn't mean that you are ranked as a top 5 greatest player in the world.
But see,
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.